back to my channel. Welcome to another book haul. I have, I believe, like 12 or so books here, and we're just gonna go through them. Most of these books were, or maybe half of these books have been purchased by the bookstores that I always talk about, local bookstores. I'll make sure I link the bookstores down below because you can order from both of them. But like 5 or so of these books were actually purchased from Dollar Tree. If you watched my Dollar Tree video a little while ago in my last book haul, I talk about how I got some of my books at Dollar Tree. I've always gotten my books for like children from there. But I was in there one day and I was looking and I actually found adult thrillers that interest me. Now I know they always have like adult books thrown in there, but I was never interested in looking at it until this one Dollar Tree just had like a big selection of books, and I was like, wait a second, let me flip through them, and I was able to find some really good thrillers, mysteries. So now every time I go into the Dollar Tree, I'm going to the book section, and I was able to find 5 of them. So I will point out which ones I got from the Dollar Tree. Of course, it's going to be different because not all Dollar Trees carry the same thing. I will say I went to like 2 Dollar Trees this weekend and none of the books were the same, but definitely go check it out and see what they have. I've actually been able to find really popular authors there, so, you know, take a look. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, look at the fall nails. Yes, this is the first set I am super excited about because we're about to get into our holiday themed nails for Halloween and Christmas. So yeah, super excited about those. So let's go ahead and start. Now the first book I got is That Night in the Library. It's by Evie Jurczyk. It's a chilling mystery. It's Jurczyk. Probably pronounced that wrong, but there it is. And it says, one night locked in the library, what could go wrong? On the night before graduation, 7 students gather in the basement of their university's rare books library. They're not allowed in the library after closing time, but it's the perfect place for the ritual that they want to perform. One borrowed from the Greeks, said to free those who take part in it from the fear of death. And what better time to seek the wisdom of the ancient gods than in the hours before those scatter in different directions to start their real lives. We're going to stop there. We're not going too far into it, but I saw this one and I was like, I kind of really want to read books that are centered in libraries. Of course, being a person who reads, why wouldn't you want to? So when I saw this one, I thought this would be good. And this one is categorized as a mystery. The next one, Ruth Ware. We have read her book several times on this channel. This one is called One Perfect Couple. I have read The Woman in Cabin 10. I've read That It Girl, and the other one that I read was One by One. So those, I had to look at it. So those are the ones I read by her. So I'm excited to read this one. I think this might be like her newest book or something like this. It came out in 2024, yeah. So this one came out like this year. So makes sense because it is in hardback. But this one says, Lila is in a bit of a rut. Her postdoctoral research has fizzled out. She's pretty sure they won't extend her contract, and things with her boyfriend, Nico, an aspiring actor, aren't going great. When the opportunity arises for Nico to join the cast of a reality TV show, One Perfect Couple, she decides to try out with him. A whirlwind audition process later, Lila finds herself whisked off to the tropical paradise with Nico, boating through the Indian Ocean toward Ever After Island, where the two of them will compete against 4 other couples, Bear and Angel, Dan and Santana, Joel and Romy, and Connor and Xana, in order to win a cash prize. But not long after they arrive on the deserted island, things start to go wrong. After the first challenge leaves everyone rattled and angry, an overnight storm takes matters from bad to worse. Cut off from the mainland by miles of ocean, deprived of their phones, and unable to contact the crew that brought them there, the group must band together for survival. As tensions run high and fresh water runs low, Lila finds that this TV show is all too real and the stakes are life or death. So, very interested to read this one. I don't know why I was reading this and I thought she wrote another book that I read. I was thinking about it. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Last Resort, I think it's called. Because they were on an island. They weren't trapped, but gives me that kind of vibe. So I'm interested to see what this one is about. The next one I got is Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies. It's by Catherine Mack. This one was also considered a mystery. It was in the mystery section. The Ruth Ware book, thriller, but this one was considered a mystery. I think it's so cute. Like, look at the inside of this cover, how they've done that. Very, very cute. And the actual book is really pretty. Like, look at that. Sometimes I just want to like display the books without their book jacket, but then I don't want the actual book cover to get any stains on it. But this one says, all the best-selling author Eleanor Dash wants is to get through her book tour in Italy and kill off her main character Connor Smith and the next novel in her vacation mystery series. Is that too much to ask? Clearly it is, because when an attempt is made to kill the real Connor, the handsome but infuriating con man she got mixed up with 10 years ago and now can't get out of her life. Eleanor is enlisted to help solve the case. What can I read today? Contending with literary competitors, rabid fans, and stalker, and even her ex, Oliver, who turns unexpectedly. Theories are bandied about, and rivalries, rifts, and broken hearts are revealed. But who's really trying to get away with murder? So that's what this one is about, and I thought that would be like a fun little mystery to read. I like to sprinkle in some fun books because, you know, all I read is like horror, thrillers, mysteries if you're new here. So I like to have those like cheesy mysteries in there because it can get a little dark sometimes. So this one is called Miss Plansky's Revenge. This one is cute because I already know, because I remember when I got this one. This is also about like older people. One of my favorite mystery series is the Thursday Murder Club. And I love that series. It's about this group of like elderly people in this retirement community. So every time I grab, like, I like to grab little books like that so I can keep that vibe going. So this one says, Miss Loretta Plansky, a recent widow in her 70s, is settling into retirement in Florida while dealing with her 98-year-old father and fielding requests for money from her beloved children and grandchildren. Thankfully, her new hip hasn't changed her killer tennis game one bit. One night, Miss Plansky is startled awake by a phone call from a voice claiming to be her grandson, Will, who desperately needs $10,000 to get him out of a jam. By morning, Miss Plansky's life savings have vanished, and law enforcement explains that it's hopeless to find the scammers behind the heist. In a courageous bid for justice, Miss Plansky follows her only clue on a whirlwind adventure to a small village in Romania to get her money and her dignity back, and perhaps find a new lease on life too. I thought that was so cute. So this is definitely like a mystery book, and I was like, this is probably going to be super enjoyable. Alright, so, and this is by Spencer Quinn. The next one is The Sunset Age of Agnes Sharp. Once again, some oldies, gotta get these elderly people in here. This is by Leonie Swann. So this one says, it has been an eventful morning for Agnes Sharp and the other inhabitants of Sunset Hall, a house share for the old and unruly in the sleepy English countryside. Although they have navigated some thorny issues over the years, nothing prepares them for an unexpected visit from a police officer with some shocking news. A body has been discovered next door. Everyone puts on a long face for show, but they are secretly relieved the body in question is not the one they're currently hiding in the shed. Sorry, Lilith. What the entire hell? How did I gone and stuck somebody in the shed? I ain't reading no more, but like old people, the elderly don't play with them, okay? Now, this is like the first one that I found at Dollar Tree on my most recent Dollar Tree adventures. The Man in the Microwave. It's by Susan Cox. So this one says, fleeing from a murder and family tragedy in her native England. I love English books. I'm not gonna lie, when I open a book or I read the back of a book and I find out that it's gonna be set in like England, I'm like, ooh. Fleeing from a murder and family tragedy in her native England, where she was a scandal du jour for the tabloid press, Theo Bogart changed her name and built an undercover life in a close-knit San Francisco neighborhood. She didn't expect to find love and friendship there, and now she doesn't know how or if to reveal the truth. After a confrontation with a difficult neighbor, Theo fears her secrets are about to be uncovered after all when the woman who threatened to expose her is murdered. Theo is embroiled in the kind of jeopardy she crossed an ocean to escape. Worse yet, dangerous family secrets have followed her. Theo's grandfather unveiled a glimpse of the shadowy world he once inhabited as an agent for the British Secret Service, bringing an even bigger breed of trouble and another death to Theo's doorstep. She finds herself fighting to protect herself, her family, and her friends, aware that one of them might be a murderer. So that's this one here. All right, so oops, don't fall. The next one I got is Not What She Seems, and this is by Yasmin, Agnoe. I am excited because this is a Black author, and she is also from Charleston. So I didn't know that. I actually went to one of the local bookstores I go to, Main Street Reads, and I was like, what new thrillers, mysteries, horrors, what do y'all have? Or what do you recommend? And she showed me this one, and she was like, she really, really liked it. So I'm very, very excited to read this one because the only other Black thriller author I have is Alyssa Cole, and I talked about her book When No One Is Watching, and then I have her newest book, which I can't remember the name of, and it's on my list to get to because I haven't read that one. So I was really happy that I now have two Black authors that I can go after in the thriller, well, this is thriller genre, but in thriller, horror, mystery, because that's what I like to read. So this one says, and I actually did, you know what, I'm not going to read it. You know why? Because I told her in the bookstore I was not going to read what this is about, and I was just going to get it blindly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to read it, but I'm very excited to read this one, and I'm interested in your thoughts if you've already read it. The next one is called Extinction. It's by Douglas Preston. Now, I'm not going to lie. When she showed me this book, I got a little nervous because y'all know I read, or if you've been here a bit, that I read The Paleontologist, and that book was so stupid. It was bad. And I got her to reassure me that it wasn't me. She was like, no one liked that book. So when she showed me this, I was like, girl, is it gonna give that? And she was like, no, this book is actually a good one. So this one, she gave me like the gist of it as well, but I kind of don't want to read into it. I kind of just want to go into it blind. Cause like I said, I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to trust you. So I'm not going to read this, but this one is called Extinction. And I really do like the cover too. All right. So now the last it's 5 books. So I did get 6 from Dollar Tree. All are from the Dollar Tree. The first thing I got to talk about is the size. Now, not all the books are this size, as you saw with the other one and in my first haul, but I think, I'm like, why are we getting pocket-sized books? And I get it from the Dollar Tree, but first of all, these words is tiny. They tiny as heck, and because they're so tiny, the books, we having 10,000 pages, but this one actually sounded really good. It's called Something Wicked. It's by Lisa Jackson, which is crazy because there's somebody else's name at the bottom too. So is it by both of them? Oh, it is. So this is actually by both of them because when I look in here, it's telling me what. Okay, and here it's saying books by Lisa Jackson and then books by Nancy Bush. So I guess this is a collab book. So this one is called Something Wicked by Lisa Jackson and Nancy Bush. And this one says, You Sent Him. Some refer to it as the colony. To others, it's a cult. But few locals in the Oregon coastal hamlet of Deception Bay have ever been invited to the inner sanctum of Siren Song. Even the sisters who live there, far from strangers who might recoil at their unnerving psychic abilities, don't know all the terrors buried within its walls. You fear him. 8 months into a surrogate pregnancy for her sister, Christina Detective Savannah Dunbar just wants to wrap up paperwork before taking medical leave. But her department's investigation into a brutal double homicide has suddenly become much more complex and personal. And now there are disturbing rumors about the colony, its matriarch, and a long history of bitter secrets. But you can never stop him. It's broken down in 3 sections. I don't know why it's kicking my butt. All her life, Laura has been able to sense approaching evil, but that won't stop a psychopath bent on destroying her. Justice has been unleashed, and this time there will be no safe place safe to hide. So that's what this book is about. But now this thing is saying praise for the. Wait. Y'all, I'm a freaking idiot. Wait a second. No, it is one book. Okay. I was like, I think this is multiple books. The book is written by those two authors. This is one book, but it says for the Colony series, so I wonder. Take another visit to the Colony. Okay, so I wonder if this is the first of the books, because it doesn't actually say Colony series in here, but ooh, all right, there's the prologue. Okay, so this is called Something Wicked. Then they have Wicked Game, Wicked Lies, and Wicked Ways. So what I'm going to have to figure out is if this is book one. Because if this is book one, I can't even read this. This is the second time this has happened to me. I bought a book for both my daughter and my cousin from Dollar Tree, and the book they had was book 2 in the series, but they both went out and got like the other books, so they're like, oh, it sounds really interesting. But this is a series, so I have to see if this is book 1, and if this isn't book 1, I'm going to have to get book 1 first. I feel like this might be book 1 just based off of the way it reads, but we'll see. But it's cool that that's a series, because I do like series, and I don't have many of them. All right, the next one I got is We Hear Voices, and like I said, I did get these from 2 different Dollar Trees, so you do have to search. You thought it was just an imaginary friend. This one is by Evie Green, and that's what it looks like. It says an eerie horror debut about a little boy who recovers from a mysterious illness and confronts the shadowy forces behind his new imaginary friends. Oh, this is a debut novel, so there's that. Kids have imaginary friends. Rachel knows this. So when her young son, Billy, miraculously recovers from a mysterious flu that has proven fatal for many, she thinks nothing of Delphi, his new invisible friend. After all, her family is healthy, and that's all that matters. But soon, Delphi is telling Billy what to do, and the boy is acting up and lashing out in ways he never has before. And Billy isn't the only kid suddenly hearing voices. So yeah, that's this one, and I'm excited about it. The next one I got another little pocket-sized cutie. This one is called Unstable by Alexandra Ivy. And this one says, when it comes to killing, a dead man in a cemetery isn't news unless he's found on top of a grave with a bullet through his head. The body belongs to Jude Henley, who was supposed to be buried below. Instead, the grave contains the remains of Stacy Gale, thought to have run away nearly 3 decades ago. Then an old VCR tape arrives at the sheriff station showing Stacy before her death, bound and terrified, with a note claiming to be from the killer's apprentice. Practice. Rachel Fisher's job in cold case files has brought her back to Pike. I wonder, is this a Dollar Tree? Oh, maybe it's a Zebra thing. Because I think both of these books, both of these books are by like Zebra, which I guess might be like one of the publishing companies. So they like these like 3 paragraphs of titles. But anyway, practice. Rachel Fisher's job in cold case files has brought her back to Pike, Wisconsin, where she'll be working alongside her ex-husband, Zach Evans. As Pike's interim sheriff, Zach expected a low-key assignment. Instead, he and Rachel are racing to solve serial murders from decades past, while a new monster goes them with a chilling promise. Every week, there will be another old tape and a fresh victim. Makes perfect. In the small town, a killer walks, twisted, ruthless, determined to continue his master's work. And unless Rachel and Zach can find a way to get ahead of him, the nightmare will never end. So that's what this one is. That's what this one is about. It's so weird because I don't know why this thing says praise for Don't Look when that is not the name of this book. But anyway, this one is called Unstable by Alexandra Ivy. The next one I got is The Blade Between, and this one is by Sam J. Miller. I like the fact that there's like this big humpback whale on the front. I love it. So this one says, a frightening and uncanny ghost story about a rapidly changing city in upstate New York and the mysterious forces that threaten it. Ronan Sespesi promised himself he never returned to Hudson, the sleepy upstate town with no place for restless, gay, photographer, but his father is ill and New York City's distractions have become too much for him. He hopes that a quick visit will help him recharge. Ronan reconnects with two friends from high school, Dom, his first love, and Dom's wife, Adela. I like that name. The three former misfits mourn what their town has become, a place overrun by gentrifiers and corporate interests, with friends and neighbors getting evicted and a mayoral election coming up. Ronan and Attila craft a plan to rattle the newcomers and expose their true motives. But in doing so, they unleash something mysterious and uncontainable. Hudson has a rich, proud history, and it turns out the real estate developers aren't the only forces threatening its well-being. The spirits undergirding this once thriving industrial town are enraged. Ronan's hijinks have overlapped with a bubbling up of hate and violence among friends and neighbors, and everything is spiraling out of control. Ronan must summon the very best of himself to shed his own demons and save the city he once loathed. So, I thought that was really interesting. It gives like, well, I don't know. We're going to see. But, yeah. I mean, I'm interested. I was trying to think of like another book it's reminding me of, but we'll see if it's similar to that when we get to it. The last one is The 22 Murders of Madison May, and this is by Max Berry. This one does remind me of The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Horton, which I like. This one here kind of has the same premise on that one, where like this person is just going to keep dying until they figure out why. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. In Queens, New York, another New York book, 22-year-old real estate agent Madison May is showing a house. The buyer, a man she's never met, is friendly, engaging, and claims to be her soulmate from a parallel life. She's in danger, he tells her. He comes to save her. Later that day, newspaper journalist Felicity Staples is assigned to report on Madison May's murder. Discontent with her old life, Felicity finds herself drawn into a shocking conspiracy involving a powerful group who have harnessed the ability to slip between lives to move from one version of reality to another. On the run, turned into an imposter in her own life, Felicity is forced to seek the truth behind Madison May, the woman who is murdered over and over in different ways wherever she goes. For only by saving Madison May can Felicity reassemble the broken pieces of herself. So I thought that was really cool because, like I said, I read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This book seems to be similar with that same premise of someone being killed, and you have to figure out why they were being killed or how they were being killed or who's killing them to stop it from happening. So those are the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 books that I have recently purchased. I hope you guys enjoy this little book haul. Let me know what you guys are reading. What have you already read? What do you want to read? All of the good things. I am so excited about what's coming up. I talked about it in an earlier video, but this month, this beautiful September month, getting us into the fall season, I'm going to actually be posting on a different schedule, a 2-1-2-1 schedule. So you're actually going to get more books from me in September, and then we're going to get into like a Booktober, Vlogtober kind of thing. We're just going to be doing vlogs. We're going to be doing all these crazy book things, and it's going to be really exciting. I'm going to have like, why can't I think of the words? We're going to have reading vlogs, we're going to have book hauls, we're going to have all the fun October Halloween things. So that month, I'm actually going to be posting 2 videos a week for you guys. Then in November, I'm going to go back to my 2-1-2, and then we're going to be doing Vlogmas again. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know the schedule. Make sure you pencil it in, and I hope you guys enjoy all the cool videos that you're going to be getting. Thank you for those who stick around and keep coming back. I super appreciate you guys. And for those of you who are new, my name is Sarah, and I am glad you're here. Stick around, and I'll see you in the next one.